Hi guys, we are live today with this new episode of Upsell Motel. Exceptionally, this episode is in English because I have my first guest from abroad, and that's really exciting for me because I think it's a great opportunity for all Italian hoteliers and their employees to meet professionals of ancillary revenue from other countries and not only professional from Italy, because I think we can understand better how we can improve the income of our hotels and share best practice with people from other countries where the market and hotels sometimes are really different. So I hope you can enjoy this show, and I know a lot of people of the tourist and hotels industry in Italy speak English, so it will be, I think, quite easy to understand and follow this new episode. So for someone maybe don't know me, I'm Maurizio. I'm the founder of Ancillary Guru, and my goal is help Italian hoteliers to improve and recover their income of the hotels through ancillary services like restaurant, bar, garage, and all other services you can sell to your guest, because sell a new service is usually sell a new experience, and so you can maybe make your guest accustomed to come to your hotel and gain some advantage from your competitors in your area. So remember, investing in marketing and sales of ancillary service, I think is one of the best things you can do to differentiate your hotels from your competitive set. But now I want to introduce my guest. Is from United Kingdom, specific from London, and it's a person I met last year in during the VTM. If you know, it's one of the biggest exhibition for travel all around the world, and I think he is a great professional of technologies for hotels, and in this specific field of chatbots and self check-in kiosk. So, but go straight on to our chat today, and remember, stay until the end of our chat, because if you want to ask anything, so you can write a comment down here. So I show you the banner so you can remember. Write your question. Don't worry if you write in Italian. I will translate to Richard for you. And if you remain until the end of this live, also I have a special gift for you to start immediately to recover your income of your hotel. So just give the word to Richard. Hi, Richard.
Hello, and good evening, everyone. And thank you, Maurizio. So,
how are you?
Yeah, very good. Thanks. Very good. Hot in London. So, yeah. Got the fan.
It's not only in Italy a warm August, so also in London.
Exactly. Yeah. It's very hot, and so yeah, my name's as Maurizio introduced me. My name's Richard Oliver. I'm the CEO of Wieldy Digital, and we have our own chatbot. It's called Wieldy. Just for your background, our core product is actually it's a web check-in and on-site check-in kiosk for hotels. However, we also offer the chatbot as a secondary product. And for anyone who's not so familiar with the chatbot, it's a software application used to conduct an online chat conversation without the need for a human. So the user asks questions, and he or she is presented with suggestions. But the more data that the chatbot collects, the cleverer it gets.
Okay, so is something related also to artificial intelligence? So because the chatbot is learning from the question you received from the guests.
That's right. Absolutely.
Fine,
It's very important. Well, that for a hotel to use a chatbot, that they're monitoring the questions that are coming through, and they're programming it so it answers a question always better than the first one. So essentially it evolves. It gets clever the more that it's used.
Fine. That's really important, because I know. So we experienced an hype about chatbots in 2015 and 2016. So I remember that I was in a fair and an exhibition, and everyone is speaking about chatbots. And after that period, that hype, so
Yeah.
as I think it's usual with the technology, so a lot of people forgot about chatbots. But
Yeah.
I think industry is evolving in a situation where people are not speaking about them, but the technology is developing a lot of solution for hotels industry. Don't you, Richard?
Yes. No.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I agree very much. Yeah.
okay.
I think chatbots will become ever more important, particularly with the crisis, as hoteliers look to automate as much as possible. And if you take, for example, customer service, it's an area that a chatbot can really assist with. But again, it needs to be managed. But it's definitely a chatbot can make a huge difference too.
Okay, so just to introduce this topic, you explained me some days ago. So there is a difference between app-based chatbot and not app-based chatbot. So, for example, a based app chatbot is a chatbot who is working with Facebook Messenger, for example. And a not based app chatbot is a free chatbot you can put on your website, and it works without any login on Facebook or Instagram or WhatsApp and so on. That's right.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
That's correct.
Which is the panorama, in your opinion, Richard? Which kind of chatbot is developing? In which way? Maybe which is which fit the best for hoteliers?
I mean, I think that both are very important. I think the app-based and the non-app-based they could be used in different parts of the customer journey, and I'll just try and explain that. I mean, just to explain to the audience, Wieldy, our chatbot, is built in Facebook Messenger. Messenger has a very functional and advanced chatbot API, so a lot can be achieved with some good developers working on it. However, as you said, Maurizio, because Messenger is an app-based program and also part of Facebook, the big disadvantage to Messenger bot is that the user needs to sign into Facebook and they need to agree to share their data with the hotel before they start the conversation. This is not good for a website visitor, because they don't want to have to follow through logging in and sharing the data. And what the result is that many users drop out of the process at this stage. So this is a big disadvantage to a Messenger bot. But one of the big pros to a Messenger bot is that the hotel will capture every single conversation within their Messenger inbox, and therefore they can market to those customers or those people that have engaged with them within Facebook's guidelines. So if you have a non-app based chatbot, it means that you can go onto the website and you can start to chat without entering any kind of details as to who your identity is. If you have a hotelier to follow that conversation, maybe make them an offer, or maybe answer a question that wasn't answered correctly by the chatbot. So that's one of the good things about Messenger. Every conversation is recorded in the inbox, in the Messenger inbox. Whereas non-app based, there's no follow-up offer for the hotel. But of course, with the non-app based chatbot, you're going to get a lot more traffic. You're going to get a lot more traffic. So my opinion is that if you are looking to increase more bookings from your website, more engagement from your website, non-app based chatbot is very, very important. They don't have to log in. They can just ask questions and get answers in real time. If they are looking for the upsell opportunity, once the guest is booked, they're going to be a lot more comfortable to engage with you through a messenger bot. There's a trust that's being created there through a booking. So this is the opportunity that hotels have. Once they've booked, they can upsell to them. So they've booked, they want to find out where the closest train station is, find out information about the spa, the restaurants. And also, once they arrive at the hotel, you can send push notifications through Messenger to encourage them to book the restaurant or use any of their upsell services that they've got on offer. So the ideal scenario, in my opinion, is you engage them through a non-app based chatbot on the website. Then once they've booked, then you send them a link to your Messenger bots via booking confirmation, welcome email, Wi-Fi landing page, SMS. And that's where you can really upsell to them. So I think that they both have different pros and cons, but they have different strengths at different stages of the guest, the traveler guest journey.
Yeah, because yes, I know I am using a chatbot connected with Facebook Messenger, and Messenger is developing a lot of features that are really useful for a sales manager to understand, to tag every different conversation. So you can tag a conversation like a new customer, or maybe if a customer has a specific kind of problem, you can create a label you can use to mark that kind of conversation. And it's a comfortable environment for the guest, because how you say before, it's an environment people knows, because they use WhatsApp and Messenger every day. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Messenger nowadays is the more used chat all around the world, because WhatsApp has a big diffusion maybe in Europe, but in other countries Messenger is one of the most used app. Do you have any kind of stats about that?
Yeah, I think actually WhatsApp is bigger. It's according to the latest stats, WhatsApp has around 1.6 billion users, unique users, and Messenger has about 1.3, 1.4 billion users. Okay. So WhatsApp's still bigger by a couple of million, not much. It's they're fairly close in that sense. But yeah, I agree that WhatsApp is very strong in Europe. And where you've got Facebook, is Messenger is very strong in America, North America, and
in the US. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And the problem is, for example, with the chat from China or other countries, like I think Russia. Now, maybe at this time of coronavirus is not a big problem, because for example, in Italy we don't have a lot of tourists from that countries, but in the future, if you want to have a direct channel to communicate with these guests, you need to integrate with chats they are using in their countries. That's very different from the West countries chats.
Yeah. So true. I mean, you're getting a lot of Chinese travelers. If your hotel's getting a lot of Chinese guests, then WeChat is the one. That's the WhatsApp of Europe, and they also they're app based as well, and they do offer the chatbot capability. They offer the API to enable a chatbot. So absolutely, for Chinese travelers, that's the kind of platform they'll be using, and they already use it for everything else, from purchasing to transferring.
Yes, a really different use of chats in, for example, Europe and China, because here we use the chat to share messages, pictures, videos, but in China, for example, I think the most important part of the internet is lived on chat, because as you say, Chinese are using chats to buy food, buy services, and make a lot of things. Also bank transfers. Here we are not accustomed to do that. So chat is a part of the internet for us, and in China, chat is internet anyway. Maybe for Chinese, more important.
I think as well, Mark Zuckerberg's vision for Messenger and for WhatsApp and Instagram is to build a super app, and it's very much emulated on the WeChat. The functionality that they offer, WeChat is considered as a super app, and that's Facebook now own WhatsApp, Instagram, and WhatsApp. So the future I believe we'll see where these three platforms can speak to each other, and they can enable an API for one platform. It will be able to, the user will be able to communicate on WhatsApp and Facebook, and Messenger, I should say, and be able to get conversational commerce where they can make purchases. They can get instant replies through chatbot functionality, and do everything else in between.
But Richard, do you think Facebook is going in that direction? So they want to integrate all the chat on Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp in one unique app, or something similar, or they are going to integrate all the chat so people can switch from one to another?
Yeah, possibly the latter, actually. Yeah, where they can switch between one or the other. I've heard different things, different I guess assumptions, but whatever it is, this super app that Zuckerberg has in mind, I'm not exactly sure the technical detail of it, but yeah, it'll certainly, you'll be able to switch between each of the different channels from one app, I would imagine.
Yeah, this should be great, because people don't have to use different chats and with different hotels, but maybe they can use only their preferred chat, and then all hotels can manage conversational commerce, as you say before. I think is the correct word from this kind of activity with guests. So Richard, you have a great experience about chatbots with hotel. We have a lot of customers in the United Kingdom and also outside. So in your opinion, which is the moment where the moment of the guest experience of the travel journey, where chatbots could be more useful for hoteliers? As an example, on the booking momentum or on the upsell momentum, just to speak about two different situations.
So, I mean, this is obviously just my opinion, but I think they're more effective when it comes to the upsell opportunity, as opposed to actually taking bookings on the website. Excuse me. So we're working with a number of hotels in the UK and Ireland, and We have found that the hotels with more upsell services are getting a lot more activity through the messenger bot. To give an example, we work with a hotel based outside the city that offers a spa, 3 restaurants, a golf course, swimming pool, and bar. And they have, 1,228 unique users per year. So they're getting those, they're basically getting that market unique visitors over, 1,200. That's approximately 1,000 unique users per month. And most of the questions they're getting are, for post-booking in-stay questions, whether that's to reserve the restaurant. A lot of, people that have arrived at the hotel, they've already had a link to the chatbot and they're looking to reserve the restaurant, without speaking to the reception desk. They're finding out the bar times, when does the bar close, the parking facilities, perhaps that's post-booking pre-stay. They're looking for childcare facilities, breakfast times, bottled water in the rooms comes up a lot. The spa offers, are they offering any offers for their spa facilities? Mm-hmm. Swimming pool times, and just basic questions like check-in and check-out. But if we can contrast that with a London City hotel that we work with, it's a simpler, it just has a bed and breakfast package, and they have approximately the same amount of unique users per month, approximately 100 unique users per month on the messenger bot. However, most of their questions are about, how to get to the hotel, what's the closest tube station, can you show me, can you send me to the Google Maps, what are the closest restaurants and attractions in the area. So depending on what your hotel offers, every hotel chatbot will be customized to what is relevant to them. So it really depends. But look, if you really want to go down the line of, using a chatbot that sits on your website and is very much about trying to convert bookings, at this point, I think a mobile booking engine is probably, mobile booking engines are generally well optimized. So, the future might see where chatbots will pull availability and rates from the PMS and actually take the transaction through an integration with the payment gateway. However, we're not there yet. Even the most advanced chatbots on the market for hotels, they're still taking availability from the PMS, and then they're sending the guest to the deep link of the hotel's booking system, to complete the transaction. So, I think in the future, if you see the chatbots able to actually transact the bookings within the chat environment, that could be interesting. But at the minute, I think like most booking revenues coming from, of course, the OTAs and the website booking engine. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be a while before chatbots can really contend as a real booking channel from that viewpoint. But
yeah, so yeah, I think, Richard. So we have the wrong focus on chatbot. So everyone is expecting the chatbot is producing more bookings, but in my opinion, that's the wrong focus you can have on chatbots, because as you say now, so a lot of questions are about services and customer care, as we can maybe is not a word is used on the hotel industry, but I think it's about customer care. So, and it's really important because you are taking you're making the work of the reception desk easier, because you give the customer a quick response to his questions. And usually we know that reception desk, especially in Italy, where hotels are quite small and we don't have a lot of employees at the reception desk at the same time, and also hotels usually don't have any kind of commercial department or sales account who is looking at the conversation with the guest. So a chatbot is a really powerful tool to have an automated conversation with guests and ask immediately to answer immediately to the question of the guest, instead of people who is waiting maybe hours before a person from the desk is answering to their problem. So it's really important, because if you are quick on the answer, it's a really great opportunity to sell more services.
Yes.
Because if a person is asking you for example, late checkout or early check-in, or better, more the restaurant, and you don't answer him quickly, he's going to looking for another solution, and you don't have a new sale. You are losing money.
So true. So true. Absolutely.
So that's also important that you said before, chatbot is evolving with the question of guests. So you don't only have to so set up the chatbot and then it works as you set up him. But if you have to work with the chatbot and developing his capacity to give the right answer to the right question.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Crucial. Absolutely crucial. I think just what you said is so important. Just a point, just a touch on that, the traveler of today just doesn't have the patience to call a hotel to find specific information to make a booking. They don't want to email and have to wait a few hours. If they can see the possibility of a personalized chatbot assistant that can answer them in real time, many will take advantage of it. Many will use that. Again, if you're going to put a chatbot on your website, I suggest that you don't have an app base, because then you don't want any barriers for people having to sign in. You want something that's just, they're able to ask a question, they get an answer in real time without having to enter their details. They haven't committed to booking yet. They're just at the process of finding out certain information before they make that booking. So having it without any login requirements is very, very important. But yes, absolutely. If anyone is to use a chatbot, you've got to be patient. It's the first couple of weeks you'll get some questions that clearly aren't answered correctly. You've got to monitor that, and you've got to see it as a longer term, really powerful, frequently asked question assistant that's really going to free up your phone calls and emails and other ways that your front office desk or staff are getting questions that are taking up their time. So it needs the work. You need to be committed to work at it and improve it. But it just gets, the more you work at it, the cleverer it gets. And you can add special offers to it. You can really
a chatbot, Richard. A chatbot is like a child. Okay, you have to grow him up. Okay, so you don't understand if you think you can take a chatbot and the chatbot is working by himself without any kind of training, is the incorrect way to take this technology and bring it to your hotel. But when you invest some time, some weeks on training the chatbot, at the end, I think you can have a very successful answer to your guest. But you need to train it.
I think it's so important. I mean, we had a hotel that started to use our chatbot, and the chatbot gave one incorrect answer, and they just said, take it down. We can't afford this. And I can understand where they're coming from. So what you can do is you can actually say, in every response, I'm learning. I'm a chatbot. I'm learning. Please be patient. And if this is not the right answer, you can speak to a live agent. We always, with the chatbot, you should always put contact live agent. Once you press that button, then you're deactivating the auto responses, and somebody at the hotel will be notified, and they can then intervene as a human agent. So it's very important you have those different options, especially as you start out to essentially train your chatbot.
Okay, so which is the questions hoteliers usually ask to a chatbot to do. So your customers, your hoteliers who are your customer, which kind of questions make to a chatbot technology? So which is the best, the most important feature an hotelier want from a chatbot? Is it usually the booking or the booking feature, or there are some other features?
The number one is usually number one priority is can this help me with direct bookings? Can this assistant help me to convert more direct bookings? And it can, because the user is asking questions about rooms and certain questions they have about staying or booking at the hotel. So it certainly can, but it's not a system that's actually, as I say, transacting the booking within the agent. So it will offset the user to the deep link of the booking engine. So that's the number one priority that I speak to hotels. It's all about bottom line, more direct bookings. Very, very important, of course. Secondary, it is the efficiency of taking away the manual tasks of having to go back and forth to many customers with the same answer, via email or phone or text or whatever it is. These, as you know, you have to answer the same question to multiple travelers all the time. So a chatbot can handle that because they can speak to multiple users at the same time and answer the same questions. This is very important. But of course, the upsell opportunity, if you are using Messenger, I think Messenger is a really good upsell tool, because these hotels that are very active on Facebook, they can send out a targeted sponsored ads on Facebook, and they can attach the chatbot to it. So it's working for them 24/7. So it might be a special offer, and they can ask questions to the chatbots about the special offer. Also, as I say, the hotels we work with, every year they're generating a lot of unique users on their Messenger inbox, and you can do sponsored ads on Messenger. You can send out an ad, and again, you can attach the chatbot to that, so that they can respond. And if you're not available to answer that question, the chatbot can answer, maybe middle of the night or early morning when staff aren't there. It's basically on autopilot, and then you can review those questions, and you can turn the chatbot off, and you can intervene and follow through with the booking.
Okay, so I understand there are two important advantages for hoteliers. So the first one is if the chatbot is connected with Messenger, Facebook, you can use all the contacts, all the conversation you got on the chatbot to send offers to people through the Facebook Business Manager. So if you don't know, maybe Facebook Business Manager is the tool you can use to create ads, and you can choose on this tool to use a Messenger, Facebook, to send the ads to your customer. If you have customer connected with you, so that is possible, and you have more data to use to make a good advertising campaign. The second thing that you say, I think, is really interesting. That's the usually guest question are always the same, or maybe not always the same, but if we have stats about the question of our guest, we can understand that usually we are answering always at the same questions, because people asking for check-in time, check-out time, if there is a restaurant, and other questions that I think it's really important and really interesting having a chatbot, because usually a chatbot also has a statistic feature where you can see the different kind of question guests make to the chatbots, and so you can have more consciousness about the kind of question you are answering every day. If you give the phone to a receptionist, you can understand how many questions about this specific topic guests are making. No, and it's all about data in this case, no? Because if you have the data about the specific topics, so you can manage it better, and maybe you can automate it.
Absolutely. And I think, Maurizio, that's so important. That's why, the hotel really needs to be involved. If they use a chatbot, they really need to be involved in the building of the chatbot from the start. They know better than anyone their frequently asked questions. They may be different from the hotel next door or the hotel in the same city. They know their product the best. That's why it's really important that the shell can be built with those questions and answers in mind. But yes, just to go back on, if you don't mind, I just go back on the Facebook Messenger. It's just important to clarify the users, listeners, that you may know, but Facebook do have some guidelines. So when somebody interacts with you on the Messenger chatbot, you've got a 24-hour window to send them a promotional message. You can't send them a promotional message 24 hours after they've interacted with you. So it's important that hotels they're really on the ball. Whenever somebody's interacted, they can send them a special offer, for example, within that 24-hour window. But secondly to that, if they use the Messenger ads, it's a small fee, but they can send a message to their entire Messenger inbox. They can also target they could target it to local people that have used the restaurant before, offer a special offer for the restaurant. They can really target with Messenger, and they can send those messages out at any time. They don't have to be interacting so it's free for them, for the hotel to send a promotional message 24 hours after they interact. But if they wanted to send out targeted messages to their inbox, they need to pay a small amount to Messenger. But it can be very effective. If you've got a spa, you might want to target a certain people within that Messenger profile, because this is all the information you're collecting in from somebody speaking to you on Messenger. You're collecting very valuable data, whether they're male or female, where they live, so you can target local people for a restaurant or the spa. People abroad, you can target for 2-3 night stay packages. It becomes a very powerful marketing tool once you collect those contacts within your Messenger inbox, and that's another very real positive about using Messenger.
Yes, so it's really strange that's in the hotel industry. This use of the chatbot is not so usual, because for example, I have training with some company in Italy about marketing and sales, and they are using everyday Messenger, Facebook to send me information about live chat or any kind of training they can offer me, maybe a simple webinar or a power tool like a Google Sheet to manage my marketing strategies. So, and it's really effective, because every day I received a push notification from these companies, and they're writing me every day through Facebook Messenger. But the hoteliers are not keen on this kind of technology. But I think, as you say, it's a really powerful tool for advertising campaign.
Very powerful. I mean, just what you're saying there as well, to add to that, Messenger has the highest open rates of any other platform. It has 80% open rate. 80% is very, very high. If you compare it to email, email has less than 10%.
Yeah, so less than 10%.
Possibly, yeah.
If you reach the 10%, you are the best seller, because it's really difficult to reach 10% with an email.
And it has a 80% open rate and a 40% click-through rate. So if you're sending a message out and you've got a link to your special offer within the Messenger chatbot, it's got a very effective. It has an effective conversion rate.
Yes, well, I think hoteliers don't know this kind of stats, this data. They don't know that Facebook Messenger have this kind of reach, 80% of open rate. So people are not speaking about this thing. So just to go in at the end of this chat, Richard. So you say me that's the booking integration, for example, or the integration with the booking engine is one of the failing point of chatbots nowadays, because also the most advanced chatbots usually don't have any kind of integration with hotels booking engine. I think that's a problem if you are focusing on chatbots like a reservation tool. But you have others kind of challenges you think chatbot need to solve before to be more effective for hoteliers.
I mean, I think one big challenge for chatbots are probably their affordability to hotels. They, if the leading chatbots, they want to tap into the mainstream hotel and guest accommodations market. I think they need to make their product more affordable, to everyone. For me, I do still think they're quite expensive at this time. And also they need to be prepared to offer free trials as well. It's a very new thing for many hotels still, and I think price and price affordability and offering free trials is really going to be very important for them. But I think when Facebook released the WhatsApp chatbot API to all businesses, like they did with Messenger, I think this will be really interesting for hotels. That could be a real game changer for the chatbot for hotels vertical. WhatsApp will make could make a really big difference when it comes to upsell and a really effective marketing communication tool for hotels. So that can be considered as a challenge. But once Facebook release that, I think it could be really interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I think back on the booking side of things, I think it isn't so straightforward. I think to integrate to take the booking transaction within the chatbot environment, they need to go through the PCI compliance. Maybe there's GDPR involved. So at this point, it probably is easier just to send the guest to the booking engine to complete that transaction. But I definitely think it is a future. I think that will really help. I'm actually not sure if I don't think there's any chatbots doing that at this point, but I think that will really help. I think in that sense, it could be a challenge. But also voice. I think they need to move into voice as well. So not just text.
That's a big challenge, because a lot of people are using voice instead of text messages. And so if you at this time, I don't know if any chatbot it can manage a voice message.
I don't know, but I think it's going to be important, and I think as well as that multilingual as well, not only from the text perspective, multi-language, but also from voice. The travelers are going to, when this pandemic is over, this crisis is over, people start traveling. I think language is very, very important. A selection of the main languages within the chatbot is very, very important. And some of the chatbots out there, they're just the language is restricted. I can speak on behalf of ourselves. We only have English and Italian. So it's something that we would look to do, is to add the other main languages. I think this is very important.
Yes.
As well.
So there's quite a lot of challenges for chatbots to be more effective for hoteliers.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, Richard. So thank you very much to join us at this episode of Upsell Motel. It has been a really interesting chat with you about this technology. I think it's going to be more and more important for hoteliers in a future where contactless and touchless are going to be two more important trends of travel industries.
Absolutely.
So, Richard, tell our audience how can they reach you, maybe by LinkedIn or by mail?
Yeah, the website is it's www.wieldy.co. My email address is richard@wieldydigital.com. So it's richard@wieldydigital.com. But you can contact us via the website. It's not a problem.
Fine. So if you want to write it down on the comments at the end of the live, so people can find it easily.
Absolutely.
Okay. So Richard, thank you very much. I hope in London everything is going well every day, because I know also the coronavirus in London make a lot of disasters on the on hotels.
Absolutely, yes. We continue to pray for the vaccine, and absolutely.
Yeah. So hope everything is going well.
Absolutely.
So
thank you, Maurizio. You've been a superb host. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you to all the listeners as well.
Thank you very much to you. So see you next time when we have some news about chatbots for hotels.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Thanks again. Thank you.
Ciao, Richard. Ciao.
Bye.
So thank you very much, guys, to stay with us until the end of this live, this special episode of Upsell Motel, everything in English. I hope in the future I can have more guests from other countries to share with you different point of view and best practice to improve the sales of ancillary services on your hotel. So if you want to understand better how to recover your hotel income through ancillary revenue, so go to go.ancillary.guru and enter for free to our community, where we share a lot of different and powerful tools to give you the opportunity to really get better in this difficult period from coronavirus crisis. So see you soon. Next week we have more guests and more live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. See you. Bye.